What's up, what's up, what's up, my friends? Welcome. Get ready. Grab a snack and a bevy. It's time for you and I to have a chit-chat. Straight up facts. Tell it like it is. Laugh till you pee your pants. Cry because you probably needed to. And I can't promise, and I'm not going to throw any F-bombs, but I can promise you'll feel a lot better after listening. It's time to get personal, one-on-one, down and dirty, and have a coffee talk. Buckle up. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another coffee talk. I'm Denise Sith, and in this episode, pretty much episode now. I've kind of, until I find sponsors, I might slip the F-bombs, I may not, I may, whatever, it's kind of an anything kind of goes kind of thing. So pull up some coffee, tea, whatever you be. And right now I'm having a chai latte that I made with the Trader Joe. I didn't make it. I put it together, but I didn't physically make the chai. I used Trader Joe's chai concentrate. I almost didn't get that word out. And I use it with it's like a macadamian. I don't know what kind. I think it's a macadamia nut with either cashew or almond. I don't know, but it's a milk and I love it, or a juice, a nut juice, because obviously nuts don't make milk. So I am going to just be updating everybody what's going on. I feel like so much has happened since the last coffee talk. So I'm like, there's that. What is going on? Number one, I have suddenly just thrown all my cards up in the air and decided to give zero fucks about anything, in all honesty. I am finding this relief in general. So I am still into the plant-based right now, which I want to go off on a tangent right now about the plant-based. So I sometimes get some shit about this. And I don't care, but I will say that a lot of people are misinformed about plant-based. And when I say plant-based, people automatically assume that I'm just going to the store and buying like fucking Oreos and eating those. And I don't eat Oreos even. I don't think I've had an Oreo in the last 40 years. So the situation is I eat plant-based food. I don't want bioengineered food. I don't want whatever. I am eating some soy and tofu and seitan. I think that's how you say it. Foods. I'm doing bean curds. All sorts of it. Okay. You can get into mung bean, all of that. Okay. And then I am using those as protein sources along with vegetables that carry protein sources. Plus I do my daily harvest shakes and all that. So I'm essentially getting like 42 servings of fruits and vegetables a week just in my daily harvest alone. That doesn't count. I normally will eat a light lunch. I really don't like to eat lunch now. I just feel like I'm not hungry, but when I am, I'd rather have something like a salad or something like that, a little bit more robust and almost hearty at that point. And then for dinner, I do the plant-based meals from Purple Carrot, which is awesome. I love the different things, but know that when I am seeking out sources of things, I am looking for the cleanest version possible. Also know that there are lots of old information about soy and all of that aren't just as true as they used to be. You have to really dig through things, and this just works for me. So if you have people, if you're a person who has issues with soy, then you do you, boo, and don't eat the soy. But I don't want to hear about how it's harming me and all this, because in all actuality, I've never felt better inflammation wise. Unless I'm pushing myself, and I'm really pushing myself. So we're off the food. Now I'm going to get into the pushing myself. So I really have been going out in decluttering, cleaning the house, keeping up with chores, which is where I go wrong because I don't keep up with them. Because what happens is I do a bunch of shit and then I blow myself up and go into a lupus flare, and then I can't do shit for 4 days. And then by the time I can do it again, I don't want to do it because I want to enjoy myself finally because I was out for a week. And then I don't do it for 2 weeks. And then it's a shit show. And then the vicious circle commences. But what I have been doing is trying to do little things every day. Is it annoying? Yes, that I have to clean every day in my house in order to keep it up. But this is a sacrifice that I'm having to make so that I can actually enjoy life without being in a lupus flare. Now, I will say that our decluttering and stuff is taken a little slow down only because Mr. Sith is not as committed as I am physically to this. He has a lot of mental talk, but and verbal talk, but he doesn't have the physical behind it. So we are going to amp that up, whether he knows or not. He may or may not know at this editing that I'm going to go through the shit that he's laid behind and just toss it myself. There's that. Because like if you snooze, you lose. You can't keep my projects behind because I'm on this like calendar in my head of things of when it needs to get done. We're still upstairs. We've only done the second floor and I can't commence down here until I make sure that everything has been cleaned out. And if you have stuff that's like extra, so for me, I might have tons of craft stuff. I have pictures. I have, oh my God, I'm like choking. So I need a drink. Choking on my own spit and saliva. Holy smokers. Anyway, that helped though. So I have a lot of things that are kind of in limbo until I figure out I can get to all of that. Example, pictures, photographs, old photographs, new photographs, pictures of Peter. I didn't finish his baby book. I'm getting all of these things like that and I'm putting it in a storage bin and then it's labeled. So anytime I go through anything in the house that involves something with Peter growing up or photographs, I'm going to put them in this bin. Same with as I'm getting all these craft things, homeschool stuff. You know, I'm organizing it all in bins so that we can get it all together and then I can then decide what we need, what we don't, how I can reduce this clutter or reduce this to something like, obviously the photos can be scanned and put in the cloud. Is that going to be a project? Absolutely, it's going to be a project. I can guarantee you it's not going to be my fucking project. That's going to be Mr. Sith's project. He's the IT guy. He could fucking scan pictures all day. So, and then like go from there. Then I could go in at night when I'm like settled down for the night, scroll through that, you know, finger scroll those, and then figure out what albums they're going in and blah, blah, blah that way, you know? And I'm not doing like, you know, oh, this is the trip for in June of 1987. No, I'm not doing that. This is going to be like, here's the 80s folder. This is the, I'm in grammar school folder. This is the, I have no idea who this person, but it's an old person maybe on my side's folder. This is Carol's family. Sorry, I just called him Carol, whatever. That kind of thing. It's where I'm at, peeps. It's easier that way. And this keeps the process moving as well. So plus with Buster here, it's super hard to keep up. Like I have to mop the floor upstairs like every day. Just because I don't like stuff on my feet when I'm getting into bed. So I have this thing about, my feet have to be super clean to get in the bed. Like I will wash them down. And it is what it is. And I know some people shower before they go to bed, but actually for me, it is stimulating to do that. So if I take a shower before I go to bed, I'm up for the rest of the day until tomorrow. It does not relax me. It is a wholeheartedly a stimulant. So I will wash my feet before I go to bed and wipe them down. And that's like, then I'll get into bed. But if they're Buster, like he's got stuff that sticks into his coat. He's a Newfoundland for those who are listening first time. And he's like 125 pounds of just, you know, fur, and he carries things in from outside, and it's not uncommon to see random branches on my floor. And you're like, where did that little twig come from? Came from Buster. That's where it came from. So I'm always having to vacuum every day anyway, just to get that stuff off the floor. Peter selling stuff that he gave up. That's gone really well. He's made like over $100 on that. Just decluttering and getting all that down. Now, I will tell you that in this process of decluttering this year, I've really started working on me inside as, why do I need these things? Why did I feel compelled to hold these things? Sometimes we hold on to stuff that really doesn't have a good meaning. I had a friend once who stated that she had decluttered, and this is a friend online, and I think Amy, I'm shouting you out, and she had stated that she had kept something for the longest time that was like a picture book of her and her birth mother, and they didn't even have good memories. And the fact that she had held on to it was like holding on to all the bad times. And so she wound up finally purging that, and then was like finally rid of all those feelings. And that's kind of how I feel about this current declutter in the house. And I just feel that a lot of things right now are going a lot faster than Mr. Sith can like deal with. And so Mr. Sith has one job. I'm going to be super honest with you. I wish I could tell you he has more than one job, but his job is to go to work. And then he comes home, and most often than not, he does nothing. I'm not saying he is a fantastic provider. I love him to death. He is an amazing father, but he's not a huge contributor, as many men are not, to the household. Somehow all of the household things get laid on the woman or the mom, wife. And there are multiple, like what I call universal chores that are the responsibility of everyone. So if he lived by himself, he would have to do his dishes and make food for himself and vacuum and clean toilets and stuff like that. But somehow, when we're under the roof together, that somehow I am responsible for all of that. So universal chores have fallen on my list, plus my list for the dogs, plus my list for my son, plus the homeschool list, plus my personal jobs list, the podcast list, the books list. You know what I'm saying? Oh, did I mention I also do all the finances? So I'm doing all of that. Plus, I'm the chef, right? So I'm planning, doing, cooking, cleaning after 3 meals a day. If not for me, at least for Peter, right? And Mr. Seth. And the dogs need to eat, right? So here's the deal. Somehow, I have just, and this is natural. So I thought I was dealing with, I'm going to talk to you. We decided we were going to try to open up our chain of communication. Now I'm going to speak real honestly, because everyone thinks that like everything is about rainbows and roses when you are a online person and you're up front. Everything is perfect. You know, this is our perfect vacation. This is my perfect home. Yeah, I don't have that. So when you're listening or watching me, I'm going to tell you like it is. It doesn't mean my life is bad. It just means that my life is human. And it's just what everybody else deals with. And one of those things is dealing with a husband who really doesn't even carry his own weight, let alone weight. You know what I'm saying? And so we have decided to go into this thing. Well, I thought we did, that open-minded, and that we were going to communicate and open these channels. Now, I've talked about this in the past. I overly communicate, and I'm super passionate, especially when I care. Okay. And Mr. Sith doesn't talk at all. So you see where there's a problem. So I'm usually at the end of our discussion between us losing my shit completely because I'm getting nothing in return. And then the only time, and anytime anything happens, so no matter how many times I abut or approach or introduce the fact that these are things that I need to bring us closer together in communication, I just get a, yeah, you're right. But then nothing comes of it. But then when I am reaching out for help and reaching out for help and reaching out for help, but it's just like, you know, silent. And then I go into overload, oversensory, blow the fuck up mode. And I'm super sarcastic. So I will say shit that I've been penting up and be totally sarcastic about it. And that happened the other day. And I just like, he said something to me like, oh, listen, you don't have to insult me when you say it. Like, I'm trying to. And I'm like, wait, what? So you're going to finally speak? And it's going to be about me being sarcastic about something when I got 9,000 things that need to be fucking resolved between us, like communication wise. You're going to choose this very moment to fucking come at me. Really? Now, normally I go into fight mode and I'm like going to make your life miserable for the next 2 days. Not going to lie. And then he's not going to talk at all until it blows over. And then we start all over again. That's our vicious circle. But I threw a wrench in it this time. I decided, after looking ahead in a devotional that I was doing with a women's group, about you're decluttering everything in your house. Sometimes it's time to declutter your heart. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. What? It spoke to me so strongly. And I thought, wait. So I read ahead a couple days. I'm not going to lie. And I thought this was perfect time to declutter my heart because, you know, we're angry for a reason. Here's something that men are never going to understand. When a woman gets angry, it's because she fucking cares. She cares. She loves your stupid ass so much. And you're just too stupid to realize it. You think it's a personal attack. No, it's a personal attack on her, me, the woman. When you come at me with that shit, when you haven't resolved the last 9,000 things we have on the agenda. It's really just annoying is what it is. Okay. But it's almost like the fucking audacity. I was like, literally when he said it, I was like, in my mind, I was like, that is some unbelievable motherfucking audacity right there. Wow. He gonna come at me with that shit right now? And then immediately, the decluttering your heart came. Now, I'm not saying I'm getting rid of him. He's not going anywhere. I'm saying this is part of how I react to a problem. Okay? Which means I'm working on me. Now, whether or not what he's thinking is his own issue. I don't have to work on him. He's a grown ass man. He's either going to work on himself or he ain't going to work on himself. That's not my issue. My issue is having me grow to the most I can be, also without getting fucking used and abused. And I don't mean like physically, but sometimes when you are in a relationship with someone where there's difficulty in communication, it could be really fucking emotionally taxing. And that's where I'm going to shout out that I cleaned that guest room that we had after the parentals left, and I got fresh sheets on the bed, and I straightened things out a little bit, and I plugged in all my shit, and I brought in a few little knickknacks, and I thought, I'm going to sleep in here and just kind of like have my space. I felt like it was like untainted. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it was like just this pure environment of not where I have had a history with anyone. I've never slept in that room. It's just like an extra room. So I thought, here I have this bed. I've redone it all. The room is clean. I've got the air, purifier in there. I'm like, I got my fan in there. I'm just going to see how this works. 'Cause I'll be honest with you. Mr. Sith is difficult to work it with. Okay. Number one, or sleep with, because number one, he snores. And it's funny because he'll always say, oh, you snore. No, I only snore when I'm congested because I can't breathe through my fucking nose. So I'm through my mouth. Duh, my mouth's open. I hate to sleep with my mouth open because as a person with OCD who's like totally a type A personality, I think every bug in the motherfucking house is going to crawl in my mouth. So then what happens? I can't fucking sleep. So I'm just up all night wondering what bugs are going to be crawling into my mouth. So I got to stay up to keep my mouth shut. Welcome to the type A personality. It's horrible. Okay. Then he's also a tooth grinder. All fucking night. If he's not snoring, He's grinding. And I just literally want to take a pillow and shove it on his face sometimes. So I was talking to my therapist. And again, if you don't have a therapist, you should fucking seek one because they are amazeballs. And everyone should have one. I feel like it's a gift. Like if you've never had a pedicure, you should have a pedicure. And if you've never had a therapist, you should definitely have one of those. So I was talking to my therapist about this. And she says, so let me finish first. So before we'll get back to the therapist, skip back to the teeth grinding and snoring. I'm committed that I've not discussed this with him. We put Peter to bed. I started moving my shit in. We were putting the patches together, putting the pads on. I got it all going. I got my sleep numbers set. I'm ready to sleep in there. I'm going to crochet. I'm going to listen to my ebook. I'm not going to have to worry about the light being on. It's going to be fantabulous. And so that's where I'm at. I slept 8.5 hours and I woke up fucking gloriously rested. I am shitting you not, people. It was unbelievably wonderful. Okay? That was Sunday. Okay? Sunday night to Monday. Then I did it again Monday. And I did it again Tuesday. And I'm going to continue to do that because I'm telling you right now, Lucy and Ricky had this down. Okay? All of those shows from 1940s and 50s, why do they sleep in two separate beds? I'll tell you why. To fucking salvage their marriage and be able to get some fucking sleep, people. That's why. That's why people slept in separate beds. Now I understand why my parents don't sleep in the same bed. So they can fucking sleep. It's just insane. I have been sleeping 8 to 8.5 hours every night and waking up restfully, just gloriously rested. And I wake up without an alarm normally, but when I do have alarms, it's just so I don't oversleep, even though that'll never happen. But I have been getting up before the alarms as usual but at least rested. You know, it's easy to wake up before the alarm if you're still awake from the night before. You know what I'm saying? But it's just been glorious to sleep like that. Now back to the therapist. So I was talking to my therapist about this, and she was, we were talking about how, in addition to the fact that there's no snoring, there's no teeth grinding, that the general bedroom, right, the master bedroom, might have been an issue for me to sleep. And the reason why I'm sleeping so well just in the other room is because I have removed myself from this aura of friction that we have. That when I know, and I have associated mentally that when I go to sleep at night, he's going to keep me the fuck up, snoring and grinding the teeth. So I naturally go to bed in an air that I'm not going to go to bed. So why would I be sleepy? Which would explain why I'm so incredibly tired sometime. And I can't just simply go to sleep. But he's snoring logs away next to me. I also don't like when people touch me when I sleep. Like, I have a thing about that. When I'm sleeping, I don't want nobody to fucking be touching me, spooning me, holding me. Just when I'm going to sleep, hands off, get the fuck away from me. Sorry, not sorry. I've always been like that. I prefer it that way. I don't like hot. I'm always fucking hot. I don't want people touching me. I don't need to be hotter. I don't want to feel your hair, your sweat, your breath, anything. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. I'm not alone in this. I know there are tons of people who feel that way. So I feel like, wow, she's right. I'm in this room. There's no stagnant aura of, I just smashed my hand to a crochet bag filled with yarn. Just because I'm waving my hands all over while I'm talking to you guys. Yeah. So can't take the Sicilian out of the girl. But yeah, so I'm removing in this new room this stagnant or hostile energy I have that I am never going to get anything done in there. And I think it's fabulous. Now, that happened the day he decided to come at me with the you didn't have to say it that way because then it makes me feel bad. But then I'm thinking, wow, everything you say or ignore that I've said for the past 12 fucking years is like up for grabs. But I make a comment and you're like all fucking hurt and tore up about this. Like, put some pants on, Mr. Sith. Are you kidding me right now? So this happens. Okay, I don't hate him. I love him. I don't hate any of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just shit that happens in everyday marriages. Okay? If you are in a marriage and this shit is not happening, or you're telling people it's not happening, you people aren't even living together. Like, where are you? You need to question that. Because you need to have these conversations in order to grow spiritually in your marriage and just in general. It is what it is. So I think Mr. Sith right now is super fucking worried because I'm sleeping in another room and I am not entertaining anything around him anymore. He has a list of 3 things that he's supposed to do. I am not leaving him. I am not reminding him. I am going to sit like I normally pick up after fucking everybody in the house, but I'm not picking up after him anymore because I'm not his fucking mom. So last night, what I normally do when I wake up in the morning is I will grab, before I go to bed, all of the cups and glasses left around, put them in the microwave or wash them before I go to bed because I hate waking up to a dirty fucking kitchen, or glasses and dishes in a sink. It makes me mental, okay? Now, this is why it makes me mental, because I have woken up and Mr. Sith has had a glass of something in the morning, fine. But because he didn't empty the dishwasher, he left the dirty cup in the sink. He could have washed it. What does it take? A whole 30 fucking seconds to wash a short glass and put it in on the strainer? But nope, he'll just leave it in there because I'll do it. And most of the time, if I don't collect his stuff, it'll be there in the morning. So I just pick it up in the morning, do the same thing I could have done last night, which is why I do it before I go to bed. See how that is? That's a routine, and a routine that I don't like. But I have to do it if I want things to run. And quite frankly, if I didn't do it, it would stay there. Because any grown-ass person should know that when you have used a cup or a plate or whatever, you need to get up, pick it up from your table. This was on like a side table, an end table, and bring it in and wash it or put it in the dishwasher. Not Mr. Sith. This morning I got up, and there was a glass and a bottle there where he was sitting. It was where he was sitting last night. Those were his glasses from last night. I didn't put them in the thing, so nothing got done. You know what I'm saying? Also, serve everybody before dinner. And normally I will wait even on late days for him to eat, but I'm not doing that anymore because I don't work well. My belly gets upset when I eat late. So trying to eat later in the day throws off Peter's schedule. It makes me sick, but it conveniences him. And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this. So I eat between 5 and 5:15, 5:30 at the latest, okay? So I will make food, and if he is not here, I clean up, do what I can. His stuff is there. He can heat it up when he gets home. I'm not doing any of his dishes. This has been since last Sunday night, so Monday. And let me tell you, I think he's hearing me loud and fucking clear. And I don't, like I said, this isn't about whatever. This is about my way to handle de-stressing myself. I get so upset trying to make the perfect house. Nothing's fucking perfect. Trying to make things as easy and convenient for everyone at the extreme inconvenience of me and my emotional well-being, and which turns into physical when you're autoimmune. So why am I doing it? I'm here getting mad at everybody for not doing shit, but yet I'm doing it. Stop fucking doing it, Denise. So I did. I made a conscious effort to literally declutter my house and my heart. I'm holding all these fucking emotions in about how inconvenient everything is for me and how everybody doesn't care about me, but I'm doing everything for everybody. Then stop doing it, Denise. Why are you doing it? I mean, duh, this is an easy resolution. And for me, indeed, it has actually been a super easy resolution. I've resolved this whole issue in my mind. I'm sleeping every night. I'm getting shit done. I have my personal time. My YouTube time is, or I should say Peter's YouTube time has been totally structured over how he reacts towards homeschool. Because Peter gets earned time anyway on the tablet. If he doesn't do homeschool, I take away, if he's whining during lessons or just like fucking around, as kids will do, I take tablet time away from him. You got to hit him where it hurts. I don't keep the tablet from him. And also if he gets awarded extra tablet time or TV time and he becomes an asshole, meaning he's like raging and fucking bawling and throwing little tissy fits, that means he's had too much tablet time. There is the perfect example. You were cutting this time from you because you're acting like this in this behavior. And that is because you had too much. So we're pulling it from you. And then he won't get anything for like 5 days. And then we start all over again. But this is the thing. I really just love that I've started decluttering not just the house, but my heart. It has been the best devotional that I have started. I'm literally, we're technically, I believe, into day 3, but I've read to day 10, to day 5. I'm sorry, day 5. It's 5 days. So I've read ahead to like do it, but I'm actually doing it all, like really digging down into it now. But I like sometimes something so short and sweet as a 5-day devotional to declutter your heart, right? Has made such a profound impact on how I deal with stuff, how I'm carrying myself, how I'm just relaxed. I don't care. This morning when I found the glass and the water bottle there, I just took a picture of it and said, hey, tonight you're going to have to clean up after yourself. Please clean up after yourself. That's all I put. Not like, hey, what the fuck? I'm not your maid, which is what normally I would say. I'm sorry, the maid's on break. Something sarcastic and funny. But he doesn't seem to take that stuff funny anymore or understand where the sarcasm comes. So I'm going to just do what is the bare minimum at what most people can do, because I will tell you, if you're a type A personality and you're OCD, I do 250% in this household. And I get maybe 20% back. So I'm bringing it way down to like 95, 100, right? We're going normal now. Because doing that extra mile just beats me up. So it's not worth it anymore. Why? I'm only making myself miserable because nobody else fucking cares. And it's just, why? I'm not going to do it to myself physically anymore. So I've decided, boom, I'm not. Period. I'm going to have time to read. I'm going to have time to ebook. I'm going to have time to crochet. I want time to do all of that for me. Not because I'm running around just trying to hold everybody's hands and make lists for them and remind them. And, again, Mr. Sith has 3 jobs. And we've identified this. Take the dogs out on separate walks, okay, daily. They deserve that. You don't do anything else here. Number 2, the second job was to take the garbage out. Finish the garbage. Like, by taking the garbage out doesn't mean I told you to take the garbage out, because if I told you to take the garbage out, the garbage isn't on your list. It's on my fucking list. And then I'm an asshole because I'm like delegating a responsibility that was yours anyway, but you're going to cuff fucking attitude with me. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you don't just take the bag and like go outside and then leave the fucking garbage can there empty. You got to spray the garbage down. You need to wash the fucking lid down or wipe it with a Clorox wipe or something, because that gets gross. Okay? I'm weird like that. And then put a bag in. If you take the garbage out and you don't put a bag in, I will tell you right now, that is a fucking rager for me, okay? Like, and he always does it while I'm fucking cooking dinner or a meal. Why are you changing the bag while I'm cooking? Like, I'm tossing shit in there every 20 seconds, and then I turn around and I'm tossing shit in, there's no bag. What the fuck happened to the garbage? Like, all the times you could take out the garbage, you're going to take out the garbage right fucking now when I have garbage, which means you're going to get a new, and here's my thing with that. Mostly you have something or a bag that has like food that touched it that smells when it sits. So if you're going to take that out, take it out after I get all the bags or the packaging in there. So that smell could go out with it, not sit for another week. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, 1, 2. The third job is making sure. So he's always had nighttime routine with Peter. I do the whole fucking day, or I do the weekends. I do everything. The least you can do is put your kid to bed at night and establish some father-son time. And I've done that since he was a baby. He can fucking hate me all he wants, but I know that it's something that has made their bond tighter. So you're welcome. And there's no reason why you can't get him into a bath or a shower. Like suddenly, it's like when you leave like boys, no matter how old they are, in charge of showering, suddenly it's like I literally have two like adolescent boys in my house that'll sit there and run a fucking shower and then tell me they showered, but their hair is not wet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's actually happened, but what has happened are people who tell me when I got to leave the house to go somewhere with two boys and I got to tell them to brush their fucking teeth. And they're all like looking at me with their bed head and shit. They both have the worst hair ever unless it's shaved to their head, to their skull, I should say. So then, that's Peter's new thing. I said, so you need to like physically check and sometimes like get in there and brush or spray out some of the shit on his expander to keep it clean. I do that in the morning. And Peter got up the other day and I was like, what the fuck's in your teeth? Like I'm going to pull his expander. I'm like, first off, you got bad breath, dude. So you did not fucking brush your teeth. And number two, you have yellow shit all in your teeth, which means it's mac and cheese and fucking quinoa from the day before. Like, wait, what? You didn't brush your teeth last night? That's gross. And the fact that this wasn't spot checked by a parent is fucking annoying and out of line. So, number 3, all he has to do is make sure that he's doing his basic cares before bed and his reading routine before he goes to bed. What does that take? 20 minutes? 20 minutes. And then he'll get all fucking hot and bothered about it, and he's like, oh, quit messing around. Quit messing around, Pedro. And I'm like, okay, why are you yelling at him? He's fucking 8. Every 8-year-old does this. It's like a fucking trial. Like it's a trial by fire. Like you've asked him to swallow a fucking sword. Brush your teeth. I did. Okay, but your toothpaste and your toothbrush are like dry. What did you brush them with? Your hairbrush? Because that's dry too. Did you finger brush? Because your fingers are gross. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it now. Those are the 3 jobs that Mr. Sith has in our fucking household. I've taken over everything else. The contingency was to ask me if I need help on an as-needed basis. So if you see that I'm in the middle of a huge fucking process and you're like, I don't know, playing a video game, ask if I need some help. Because I too would like to sit down and just randomly do fucking nothing. To me, it's like, just like I used to tell people who said, oh, I wish I could run a business or a podcast or do whatever, and I'm like, well, if you have time to Netflix fucking binge shows, watch series in one fucking weekend online, if you're watching TV for more than 2 hours every fucking day, if you are, what's the other one? If you have any games downloaded on your phone and you're on them, yeah, you have time to do all of that. You're just spending it doing stupid shit that's not fulfilling. It's just mind-blowing. Not in a good way. It's mind-numbing. That's a better word. So, I guess I'm really just looking forward to like purging everything. And I know this is going to wake Mr. Sith up and he is going to just start coming out of his closet a little bit. But I will tell you, it's the best thing that's happened to us because I am just ridding myself of any just emotional, like spiritual, physical, just frustration and literally just clearing the blank so that I can just like not be so uptight all the time. It's so hard to be high-strung and strung so tight all the time to get shit done. So and here's a message, not to just for the people who are the doers, okay? We're doers, okay? Type A doers, even worse. If you are a person in a household who has somebody who is a doer and they're doing and you're not, or you think it's okay that they're doing all of the meals or all of the cleaning or all of the laundry all of the time, but you could play games while it's happening, that's not okay. Like literally take a moment, put the shit down, turn it off, come on over and ask them if they need assistance. And don't ask them if they need assistance. Ask what you can do to make their job go faster. Because here's the part. If I'm doing 9,000 fucking chores in one day to get it all done, I already know I'm going to be done for 2 days autoimmune wise. But if you're playing a game and I'm all up in here, all Mr. Sith has to do is get up and go, like, what do you want me to do to help you finish that? Do you want me to mop, or do you want me to vacuum something first? I want the suggestions so that I know that you're all in, that you took time to think about what you were saying. I do not and do not go up to the people in your life who are the doers and ask them, tell me what you want me to do. Shut the fuck up. That's what I want you to do. We don't have time to make a fucking list. We're killing 9,000 things on our list in one fucking day. The audacity to come up and ask somebody who's a doer to tell you what to do. I'm not your boss. I'm not your fucking mom. I'm not your dad. Okay, I'm not your grandpa. I'm not your grandma. You are an adult. Ask me what you could do to start to ease what I'm doing. And like that, the perfect example would be, I'm going to do the floors. Do you want me to vacuum upstairs for you prior? Is there anything that I can do? Like, do you want me to come in and do the almond oil? Do you want me to pull the carpets, the rugs? Do you want me to bring them outside and like, I'm going to pat them? Will that help you? That kind of stuff. Bring up suggestions. This way I know and we know that you put some thought into it and you're not just doing it so that we're not mumbling under our breaths about how it must be fucking nice to play games when there's a household to take care of. Because that's what I do. Just saying. All right. That's where I'm at today. We will talk more next Wednesday. I got some great topics coming up because my life is just like fucking opening up all these things to me. And it's like, la, 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 it's all coming. So thank you to everyone who really, really, really liked the last couple episodes. I really appreciate all the messages I've been getting. I've been getting the 9 traits has really been our number 1 episode in the new year thus far, and it keeps climbing. So I appreciate all of you and love you for that. So until next week, don't forget, always lead with kindness. Bye-bye.